What made you homeschool your kid? My daughter Leah texted me during lunch. Dad, there's a lockdown. Someone has a gun. Before I could respond, more texts came in. Our teacher says it's fake. He won't let us hide. I spilled my drink across my shirt getting up, already calling the school while running from my truck. Main office, this is room 203. My daughter says there's an active shooter. The teacher won't let them hide. The line went silent for a moment before she responded in that careful tone people use with crazy people. Sir, all of our teachers are following lockdown protocol. I was already speeding out of the parking lot. He's not following it. They're sitting at their desks exposed. She sighed like I was being dramatic. Mr. Blackberry is our most experienced teacher with 20 years of perfect evaluations. Leah texted again while the secretary was talking. I can hear gunshots 2 rooms away, and my vision blurred with panic. There's someone with a gun, and the kids aren't hidden. The secretary's voice turned cold and formal, like she still didn't believe me. We're doing the best we can. I hung up on her and tried calling Leah, but it went straight to voicemail. I called 911 while weaving through traffic, nearly clipping a minivan, but they just kept saying officers were already responding. I hit the school parking lot doing 60 and slammed on the brakes when I saw the police barricade. I abandoned my car and ran to the nearest cop, shoving my phone in his face to show Leah's texts. My daughter's teacher won't let them hide. Look, room 203. He glanced at the screen, but pushed my phone away and pointed toward the gathering crowd of parents. Sir, step back. This is an active situation, and SWAT is handling it. I grabbed his vest desperately. Then tell SWAT about room 203. He physically shoved me backward and turned away to talk into his radio about crowd control, not about my daughter. 14 minutes had passed since Leah's last text, and I couldn't breathe properly. I ran around the building to the construction site where they're building the new science wing, found the chain link fence, and started climbing. The metal tore into my palms, but I didn't care. I dropped down the other side and ran into the building. That's when I heard it. Gunshots from inside the main building. The alarm was screaming as I reached through the broken glass, slicing my arm open on the shards, and unlocked the door from inside. I sprinted toward room 203 before 2 officers appeared, and one tackled me to the ground. My daughter's in 203 and they're not hidden, I screamed, while he pressed my face into the floor, but he just dragged me back through the construction area and literally threw me outside, saying if I came back, I'd be arrested. I ran back around to the front entrance and somehow made it to the main hallway where I could finally see room 203's door. It was locked, and I could hear the teacher inside telling everyone to calm down or detention for everyone. I pounded on the door screaming, "Leah!" and heard her muffled voice cry, "Dad!" from inside, followed by a loud click. Mr. Blackberry locked the door from the inside. I grabbed a trophy case and ripped the fire extinguisher off the wall, hammering it against the door handle over and over, but the doors were reinforced. The secretary appeared, panting and red-faced from climbing the stairs, and started screaming about destroying property. "Give me the keys!" I roared at her, and she actually stepped backward in fear before saying only the principal had classroom keys. When I finally smashed through the glass and looked inside, all the kids were huddled in the corner against Blackberry's orders with some hiding under desks, and Leah saw me and screamed, "Dad!" while Blackberry stood at his board still holding his marker. "Everyone return to your seats immediately," he commanded, but then SWAT burst in behind me, and Blackberry turned to them saying, "This parent has completely lost his mind and disrupted my classroom." I was calling my wife and telling her Leah was okay while Leah clung to me, hyperventilating and sobbing, when the principal rushed in with security. "You assaulted me!" she screamed, her voice going shrill and hysteric. "Jay, he tried to kill me with that chair." She was already on her phone while I held Leah, pacing back and forth and gesticulating wildly. "You've traumatized every student in this building. 200 children who'll need counseling." Then she interrupted herself to make another call. "Yes, hello? We have a violent intruder who assaulted me with a weapon. Yes, premeditated assault." She described me like I was the actual shooter, never mentioning Blackberry keeping kids exposed, never mentioning why I did what I did. Later I learned the actual shooter was a 17-year-old senior who SWAT caught barricaded in a supply closet after he'd already shot 2 windows and put the art teacher in the ICU. When the real police arrived 6 minutes later, she pointed at me first and said, "That's him, the one who attacked me." Full story on channel linked below.